loud up and cheering as soon as I stepped through that curtain, but it was silent, dead silent. Like they weren't who I'd expected. I mean, I'm Kyle Petty, Killer Petty the Fourth's little brother. I guess I really did have some big shoes to fill. Give it up for Killer Petty the Fifth, everyone. As I mentioned, I would be retiring soon, and he will be the new hero of Amsterdam to look after all of you.
The place is called Hamsterdam?
Yeah.
Bro.
You didn't know.
No.
My brother awkwardly announced the dead, silent audience. Kyle, how about you have a word with the people of Amsterdam? He asked me as I was beginning to get washed away by a huge wave of anxiety. Alrighty, I told him as I stared into the enormous crowd of 3 people.
Of 3 people.
Yeah, in the picture, it's just like 3 shapes. Look at his face. He is scared. I walked over to the microphone as Richard moved aside. I was trying to think of something to say, since I've never thought I'd be talking to hundreds of thousands of people who were all looking directly at me with high expectations. It really was overwhelming, to say the least. Oh, look at all those people.
Is that a bone, by the way?
Yeah, a bone man. Hi. I said as my voice suddenly cracked. Hi! I jumped up to the podium. Hello, people at Amsterdam. I'm Killer Petty the Fifth, and I'm looking forward to looking after everyone in this beautiful city. I said into the mic with the most shaky voice ever. I feel like I already ruined my chances at pleasing the masses. It's good that you can look after the city as I, Killer Patty the Fourth, stepped down from my position as Killer Patty and the hero of Amsterdam, and let you know, show the world who you are as a Killer Patty. My brother chuckled as the crowd remained dead silent, and suddenly out of nowhere, we're doomed that those shadow creatures come back. Someone in the large audience heckled to kill the silence. All of a sudden, this was the worst ceremony that I've ever attended, and this whole thing was meant for me.
Wait, where's the lore?
Yeah, hang
Where's
on.
all the weird stuff that I was promised, bro?
Hang on. Where's the lore?
It's setting up for the great conflict.
Bro. Wait, so... Alright, so... Oliver doesn't exist in this?
No,
Adam, yeah, all of them aren't there.
no, there is the shadow dimension.
What? What is the shadow dimension? Well, what are you talking about? Bro, he must have wrote so much, because I swear the last time we've talked about this story, there was no shadow dimension.
Oh, you mean you don't know about the shadow dimension?
Yeah,
It's
course
because
I
of the
know about
shadow
dimension.
overlord that
Yo,
Oliver
hey,
lives
you got
in a
any chicken
food
nuggets
world.
Let me see. Do I have chicken nuggets left?
This is where it gets good. I skipped a few chapters. This is where they leave and go fight.
Dang.
But yeah,
That's fine.
the shadow overlord is why Oliver
yes.
exists.
What, Oliver?
Yes,
Why
because
did
the
the
Shadow
Shadow
Overlord
Overlord-
had to get rid of all the food element in the food universe, and he dumped into the human realm. So Oliver Pendleton can talk to all the food people.
What? Wait, I didn't know there was food people in that world.
Yeah. Yeah, there's food people in the Oliver and Lily world.
Bruh.
The first thing that they
But
do,
they don't bring up the fact that they're food people.
That's so weird.
the first thing that happens is that Lily gets cornered by like a bunch of food thugs, and it's a cookie and
That's
an ice
not the
cream.
first thing. The first thing that happens is all of the food people, not all of them, but a lot of them get abducted.
I heard there was like a great something. I don't
A
remember
great
what it was.
disappearance.
Yeah, the great disappearance.
Yeah, in the food universe, everybody disappeared because the Shadow Overlord got rid of all the food element.
Bro. What, this guy?
Because there was an overabundance of food element in their universe.
I'm so happy that I go to the I go and see this guy, and he exists in the same like plane of existence as me.
It was late at night. I couldn't sleep because I felt that I didn't need to do any sort of training to be a hero. I mean, I already knew the basics. I suddenly had a foolproof idea. What if I took down a villain to prove to Richard that I was ready to be the next Killer Patty? Maybe then we could finally stop doing this. Finally get onto the action that a Killer Patty's meant to live out day by day.
You see, because in the last one they were training. Is what
Yeah, and to sum it up, Richard had an underground apartment that could set itself on fire, and they had to
What?
rescue bags basically. And Kyle was such a pussy that he couldn't pick up any of them. He was too weak. And
Why?
Sloppy Joe was like carrying like 20
Yeah,
of them
he
on
was.
his back.
Why does I don't understand why he's so bad, dude.
I think he got that straight from My Hero.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
That's terrible.
Since Richard is a killer patty, he must have intel on villains in Amsterdam. There has to be one that I can take down in order to prove myself to everyone. I decided to get out of my bed and put on my costume. I was going to prove to everyone that I am capable of being the next killer patty.
We should drive and talk about this.
I was going to have to...
Because my mom's gonna be mad.
I was,
I'm at like 4.
well, I can't read.
Yeah, Omar can read.
Alright.
You have to read the juicy parts. We should drive past that guy, by the way.
Such a bad idea.
Don't drive past.
Why? Well, we should wave at him. Why
You
not?
don't know if he's armed. That man could be armed and he could just spray.
Yeah, he could just start shooting the tires out.
I gotta get dropped off.
You're right.
I'm closer. It doesn't make sense to
Go
drive
to-
all the way back.
Go to all the good parts in the lore. The vor that you told me about.
Corey, you just have to pull it up on your phone. You just have to go on his Instagram.
Dude, I don't
So
have
you can- so you-
Instagram though.
Go look up he has it all on Wattpad. You go
I
on
don't have a
Wattpad.
Wattpad account. That's even worse than Instagram.
I don't have a Wattpad account. You can just look
Wait,
up
you
Wattpad and then you just look up Killer Patty Recipe for Disaster.
I'll do it.
It's
I'll do
terrible.
it.
So
I
we're
want to
going
also
take
talk
down
about
a
that
villain by
stuff.
the name of Dr. A, I explained. Dr. A, what's the A stand for exactly? Instead of curiosity. I think it stands for
That's not a good idea.
acrid. He's a lemon. That's probably why
Acrid?
I answered. Alright. What are we waiting on exactly?
Alright.
Let's go. Let's get going, Joseph. Enthusiastically said out
And
loud.
before that guy's behind the car.
I think that's him. I don't think he's lying.
We left our safe area and went to the garage where the Killer Patty mobile sat. It was such a beautiful car with beautiful paint scheme and the latest technology installed. Alright, get in, I ordered. Are you trying to get us caught? We can't use the Mark II, Isabel angrily said.
The Mark
She
II.
grabbed my shoulders. What is it? So what are we going to use for transportation now?
Is he still there?
We used the Mark I to avoid setting any alarm tracking devices in the Mark II. Well, why you guys wanted to go back?
Because I want to see what he's up to. What if he has his gun out and he's just...
Yeah, we died. What do you mean? That's the end of...
Was he gone?
He's dead,
Oh,
he's
he's
dead.
right there.
This is such a bad
We gotta exit. I'm not looking at him. If I don't give eye contact, anything bad will happen. My lights just go out?
Put on a different shirt.
We're like all expecting him to pull out a gun and start shooting. Because we're stupid.
You put on a whole different shirt.
I know.
He looks like he's about to do something. Fucked up in that McDonald's.
He does.
Why is my lights off? There we go.
We should go to the McDonald's with him.
Oh.
And then into his car and drive him home.
You see? Look what your ideas have done. What a rotten idea. Follow him.
Keep
home.
going, Omar. Keep going with the lore, bro.
Yes. 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 We used the Mark I.
Arby's.
She pointed to the Mark I. The Mark I was an old muscle car with green accents with a rocket strapped on the back of the car.
Does it have fuzzy dice?
No.
So stupid.
Fine, as long as we don't get caught, then I'm fine with it, I reluctantly said to her. 3 of us enter the car. I turned the keys to the car and heard the engine purr. Wait, do you even have a driver's license? Joseph asked. Nope, I answered as I activated the rocket engine. I'm pretty sure Isabel and Joseph
Dude,
were
that guy's
scared
calling.
half to death. I didn't know how to drive, but that's just something you have to learn as the hero of Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
So bad. Oh, is this one where I
Dun,
like?
dun, 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 dun.
Who knew the Mark I was such a speed demon, given the fact it has a literal rocket strapped to the back of it?
Bruh.
I was having the time of my life with this car. Usually a trip from the mansion to Amsterdam was an hour drive, but this car, we'd get there in about 20 minutes because we were going like 500 miles per hour. We zoomed through the countryside and into the city itself. Okay, I just wanted to read that part. Let me skip to the good part.
Did you get through the zooming?
Oh, Johnny's New York style pizza.
Can you go a little slower, please? Isabel begged. I shouldn't have eaten those Vita Pops, Joseph stated.
Vitamin.
I turned back and said that
That sounds
we
like an
passed our
Undertale.
destination. So I instantly slammed on the brake. Looks like we were right. They do eat vitamins. Who's this guy?
I don't know.
A challenger.
They do eat vitamins.
And then he flicks on his cop lights.
Yeah, I told you there's Vita Pops.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What was that?
Oh, wow, look for the good parts.
It was some abandoned movie studio in the edge of Amsterdam. A classic villain hideout indeed. All right, you two are you all ready to take this guy down? I asked. Yeah, let us collect our bearings real quick. Isabel said in a dazed voice. They must have still been sick with the car, right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to skip. Are you sure we're at the right place? Kyle? Joseph asked, a frightened tone in his voice. Had to put my seatbelt on for that one. I mean,
Dude,
it looks like a
you
place
can
where
like
some
go
notorious
straight and Omar will be
villain
like,
hide
oh, I
away.
need my
And while
seatbelt.
trying to come up with a master plan and take over the world, I stated, can we just get this over with already? It's cold out here, Isabel demanded. Followed Isabel to the front of the movie studio. Wait a minute, guys, we're forgetting the basics of being a hero. Never go through the front entrance so casually, I informed Joseph and Isabel.
That's good.
It then turned into an awkward moment as I waited. I skipped. I grabbed my grappling gun and aimed at the sky. Hope you guys brought your grappling guns, I said as I pulled the trigger. It then turned into an awkward moment as I waited for the hook to fall back down and land on the roof. Give it a moment, I stated as I waited. Clink, there we go, I said as I prepared the retractor button. I zipped up from the ground onto the ledge of the roof. I climbed up the ledge and put my grappling gun away. All I had to do was wait for Joseph now, and Isabel now. I hate you sometimes, Isabel said as she struggled to lift herself up.
Wow.
Let's see, how can we get inside this place? I asked myself. How about that roof access door right there? Isabel pointed out.
Wrong part.
You're
too early.
Huh?
There.
I turned the knob for the door, but it didn't open. It seemed to be stuck. I think it's stuck, I remarked to the others.
What do you mean remark? This is a statement.
You're opening it wrong. It's push, not pull, silly Kyle, Joseph said as he tried to push an obviously pull door. You just have to push, Joseph struggled as the door refused to budge. I said, push, Joseph yelled out as he kicked the door open with his mic, causing it to break out the hinges and fall down the roof access stairs. As we walked, we could hear a voice in the distance. This creature will surely prove to be stronger than those weak shadow creatures. The world isn't ready for what's to come, the voice said out loud. Alright team, let's get closer to the voice. I think it may be Dr. A, I ordered the others. Yeah. Dr. A stood all by himself. We quickly hid behind some crates to avoid being seen. They said it was unethical, that it wasn't worth funding. They thought I couldn't do it, and that I was trying to play God, but I finally did it. I managed to create a serum that allowed food beings into the next stage of evolution. Dr. A said to himself. Look, here's Dr. A.
Oh my god. He looks like, what's his name? Robotnik.
Yeah, he does.
That's so bad.
Alright, Kyle, what's the plan?
That's the sloppy joke.
Where's the good parts, Omar?
I'm getting there. In the heat of the moment, I decided to get up from the crate and confront Dr. A himself, like it was my destiny. Kyle, what are you doing? Isabel panicked. Wait, you decided to make a deadly serum instead of using all that time and research to cure like a deadly disease? Man, that's a typical villain move, I quipped.
Oh.
Well, Well, if it isn't Killer Patty the 4th, Dr. A mistakenly said. Actually, I'm Killer Patty the 5th. I corrected the doctor. So lame.
Bro, we didn't even get to scratch the good parts.
Ha!
Yet.
You think you're fighting me? Dr. A chuckled. Duh, I pointed out the obvious. No, you simpleton, you're going against him, Dr. A said, as he used a controller to descend down the floor using a hidden lever. Before I could catch him, I heard a loud stop. Boom, boom, boom. Whatever it was coming towards me, and it was angry. Guys? I nervously called for the others.
You might want to look at this.
I looked back to see Joseph and Isabel looking up at us shocked. I turned back to see a giant rock candy monster right in front of me. I tried to back away from it, but the moment it swung, it's my arm. The moment it swung, it's my arm. And I went flying and hit the wall with full force. I could tell this would be my toughest battle yet.
This is battle.
My bones! I cried as I stood up from my crash. I looked at where I crashed. It looked like some sort of makeshift prison section. Oh, he did throw the rock candy monster.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What a monster.
I thought it was like a gradient or something, but it just blew.
Yeah. Let's see. I walked backwards, and once I was ready, I went into a full sprint. I leaped out the broken wall like a gummy frog.
A gummy frog?
And landed a punch on Rock Candy. But the moment I hit the creature, I must have broken every bone in my hand. Because it was, well, it's Rock Candy. It's like punching a brick wall with full force. I got back up after having to deal with the pain. Got any more brilliant ideas, hero? Isabel sarcastically said to me. I got a few, yeah, I replied back as I got ready for round 2.
He's getting destroyed by someone that hasn't even thrown, like, a punch.
Yeah. He went, ugh. And it sent him flying.
You guys are in big trouble, Richard yelled out as he glanced back at us. He looked at the monster and immediately activated his shadow power. This goo-like substance began to cover his body.